All right, I hope I've got a good angle for this and whatnot. It doesn't seem to be a lot of glare, but hopefully, like everything's going to be popped up. One thing I did screw up, which it's just below here. Well, let's see if I can play around. But yeah, a little bit of sloppy play. I got sidetracked and I can't move the. Hold on, I'm a little worried. I can't move the German replacement units that are coming because I railed two core HQs on this single track, and well, that's the end of that. Oh, by the way, I also was reading up on things, and it does confirm what I felt about the fact that Germans should be allowed to use two divisions worth on a single track, even though it's a Russian. It used to be Russian rail, due to the fact that, well, anyways, the thing I was reading up on, they said that the German engineering units were amazing and how they were able to get a lot more efficient use of the Russian rail than the actual Russians were. So I was like, okay, if that's the case, then that kind of makes me feel good about the whole thing of allowing them to do that. So, oh my goodness, my battery's going so quickly. I could have sworn I changed it just a little while ago, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. So anyways, I can't move. I'm not going to now anymore. I'm not going to move the German replacement units that are arriving by rail from over at 0118. Now I'm going to pop them straight into Königsberg here, so that's where they're going. So there's an awful lot of replacement units now. There's 10 strength points worth there with 9th Army HQ, but that was last turn. They had the 5 and they've brought in enough units, so at the end of this turn, those will be recombined with the previous ones, and more will go. Oh, and one thing I was reading up on, I don't know how to do it exactly, but I can see the inklings of it. It's not tricky. It's just part of the way it can be. I was looking up to make sure, like to read up everything about I could about replacement units afterwards. And yeah. When I look now, the pink. Black with the pink thing is the exact same color as the other one. So I guess pink must obviously is for Poland. I guess the green is Hungary and the red is Austria. And then I guess the brown maybe is the CZ. There's another thing for it, but it's not mentioned in the abbreviations or whatever. Anyway, so I'll get back to this. Oh yeah, about the replacement units. So as far as I can see, replacement units can be undergo divisional breakdown just like everybody else, and they can also be entrained and detrained if they're German in an enemy zone of control. As long as you've already got units there, you know what I mean? Like they can zippity dip. So yeah, I looked it up, and I was just saying it could come into it may I don't know, it may come in handy someday. I just have to remember that yeah, they're treated that way. The only thing they're not, I mean, they just can't do is they don't exert a zone of control, and they have no combat use whatsoever, right? And if they're left alone, just like a like a core HQ to get obliterated. However, I think, well, you probably do. You should get some DMs for that, for crying out loud. You're sending poor people over. Anyways, let's get to this, because afterwards I want to do a little bit of work with. I've got some QR code ideas. Remember, I was mentioning I'm gonna, like, it's months away, the Italian scenario upstairs, but I want to, since it's such a rinky-dink scenario. I shouldn't say it, but it looks like a rinky-dink scenario, like very small. I want to play around. Like, it gives me a lot of things to play with. So anyways, I've got I got an idea I want to try with some QR codes, and I'm going to need to make, I want to put well, just as a test, I'm going to put 4 QR codes next to each other as counters, and then I want to be able to see if I can scan independent as well. Anyways, it'll be a separate video. Alrighty, so here we go. So I did the Rail Replacement Infantry Division to join 9th Army HQ in Königsberg at 1506. Yep. Now this is where I'm with the cavalry now. That's it. I think there's only about, yep, 2 more moves and that, and nope, 3, because of this dude here. I felt a bit weird here, and I'm look, I guess I've also got to realize that we're getting close to November now, and this cavalry needs to, pardon the pun, but I need to bring them in and get them close to supply. So I'm trying to, I would love to keep it there forever and ever, amen, but it's not going to happen. So I'm going to start bringing it back, because I have to worry about, like, you know, out of an enemy zone of control in, like, I know the cavalry, but crying out loud, and you can't use column movement, so I'm going to start bringing them back this way, which is going to still help. Look, even if, okay, fine, you get your flippin' supply to the to your HQ. It's only a core HQ, so extremely limited what they're going to be able to do. That's the way I'm looking at it. And so just bring everybody back this way, but I'm going to start trying to bring as much as I can over to here. Okay, 2001, which is this one. Move the 6th Cavalry from 2001, crossing both the Niemen River and one of its tributaries to 2404 using column movement. So we're going right to here, and that's just, and I can, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember, it's 1.5. So there we go. And it's more this way. It's gonna. Everybody's gonna have a lot of grief. The Russians are gonna have a lot of grief. I know there's a cavalry unit around here somewhere. I just can't remember which one. But that was also kind of like another sneaking suspicion. It was like, you better get out of here. So move the 8th Cavalry from 2602, crossing the Niemen to 2603. That's all I really want to do. And I'll cause a lot of zone of control issues. Still a lot of, you know, they're kind of helping each other out with zone of control ish things, the way I'm looking at it. And I'm still caught. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, like I said, I've got a pseudo role play as well as enough's enough, you know. And the last one is just this guy over here. Entering the 2nd, and still 4 strength points, man. At 2310 and rail to 2305. Boink. I was going to pop them here originally, and I was like, nah. Oh, and another thing I'll have to remember, I'll talk about this quickly. I think I've been completely forgetting, holy F. And if I wasn't playing the game with Ken, kind of, I mean, it's taken me 300 years to do something. It was Ken mentioning over and over again, and I wouldn't have clued in about the trenches, is that they cost an extra 2 movement points to go through regardless. And I don't think I was paying attention to this when I was doing this swappity-doo, you know, the little conveyor belt thing I like to do. So I got to remember that. So anyways, we're going to go to here, and that's that. And that looks kind of nice. Still, like I said, everybody's kind of helping out, and I'm sure this guy's having a conniption fit. And that's the way it goes. And I don't think I'm going to do an attack. Oh, darn it. Or should I wait? I'll have to see it. They've got 12. See? Look at these freaking little markers, man. I can just stare. Like, I'm sorry. I just go like boink right away, and I can like, okay, you've got 12 supply points. 6 strength points sitting there. Oh! Should I wait 1 turn to get these guys, some of those guys replenished? So that'd be an extra 5 strength points. That's 11 brought to there. You know, come on, man. That's quite a bit. Yeah. Do I wait 1 more turn? Because that's it. Because then That'll be 07, and then the turn after that is that I think it's transformed into a trench. You know, enough's enough. But they've got other freaking trench work entrenchments areas here too. But I guess I gotta remember this thing also with the game with Ken is teaching me about if you can get around the trench. You know, things aren't doesn't work anymore the way you wanted them to. So I don't know, it'll be something to think about. But that'll give something to think about when I'm wandering off into the three fronts for Austria-Hungary. Okay, I think that's it. Right on, man. And like I said, off to think about QR codes.